Hey guys, if you're interested in any figures or figure accessories that I have currently up for sale, go ahead and send me an email. Just go to my channel page on YouTube and go to the About section, click on that, and you'll be able to get in touch with me. How's it going, my fellow collectors? I am back again with another Hot Toys figure review. Sorry about the way that I sound right now, guys. If I sound all nasally or whatever, it's because I got a flu. I'm trying to get over it right now, so just bear with me. Anyway, this time we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones MMS 681 Mace Windu. We're going to start off the review as usual with the first category being the source information. I did talk about this movie before in the review of the Hot Toys Episode 2 Attack of the Clones Yoda. So you guys already know my opinions on this movie. They have been voiced. Basically, it was my least favorite out of the first 6 Star Wars movies. Mainly because of the acting of Hayden Christensen. I think he could have done a better job. I know he was a rookie actor when he got the role for Anakin Skywalker. So he definitely needed to brush up on his acting skills in that movie. Another reason I didn't like the movie was because of the character of Count Dooku. He just didn't really strike me as a Sith Lord character. If I get more into it, then I'll just get more fans mad, so I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, for the score of source information, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Alright, so that does it for the source information. Now we're going to move on to packaging. Okay, so now we've made it to the category of packaging. And I'm going to blow through this as usual, guys. So it's a box in theme with the rest of the Hot Toys Star Wars figures, with the black and gray background in a V shape. Front and center we get a picture of the figure. In this case, it's Mace Windu. Right below that is the Star Wars logo written in this glossy silver finish, and the letters are not raised. Right below that, it says MMS 681 Mace Windu 1/6 scale collectible figure. On the bottom left, you get the 20th anniversary of Episode 2 logo. And on the bottom right, you get the movie Masterpiece and Hot Toys logo. And on one side, there's nothing but the two-tone black and white color. On the bottom is the Star Wars logo. And below that is the figure name and the designation, just like in the front. On the other side is the same thing, except this time on the bottom left, we get the Disney logo. And on the top, we have the Star Wars logo again, with some stars in the background. On the bottom, you have another Star Wars logo, except this time it's a black background. And that arrow there is to pull a tab so that you can reveal the display window right below the sleeve. And then on the back, on the top, it says Hot Toys Presents Movie Masterpiece Series, and then you get the Movie Masterpiece logo. Below that is the MMS 681 name and designation, just like on the front. Below that is the Hot Toys logo and all the distributors and stores that sell Hot Toys products. You got their logos below that. Below that, you get the warnings and stuff that nobody really reads. And below that, we get the barcode and the Hot Toys quality seal of approval, proving that this is an actual Hot Toys product. And once we remove the sleeve, you get a window displaying the figure and all of its accessories. It's in this Kenner style box, and then again you get the 20-year anniversary of Episode 2 logo there. Mace Windu 1/6 scale collectible figure, Star Wars Attack of the Clones. And on the bottom left, you have the movie Masterpiece logo again, and the Hot Toys logo on the bottom right. And then you get a picture there again of the figure on the bottom right. And on the top right, you get the 20-year anniversary logo again. And when I turn it over so you guys can see the arrow again, I'm going to show you how that arrow works. You just lift it up, just like a tab, pull it up, it's magnetized, and it'll reveal more of the window behind it. So you just lift that up and you get a better view of the window. On the top center, it has another logo of the 20-year anniversary And on the bottom of the window, it just has the name of the figure, Mace Windu. You can also see a landscape there in the background. It's supposed to represent the planet of Geonosis in the movie. And then on one side of the box, you have the landscape again wrapping around from the front to the side. And in the middle, you get another Star Wars logo. On the bottom, another 20-year anniversary logo, Hot Toys logo, and the designation of the figure. And on the other side, you get another image of the figure. On the top, you get another Star Wars logo. On the bottom, we have the Jedi logo, the name of the figure, and a brief biography of this character. And then on the back, we get another image of the figure with the Geonosis background. Again, it says Star Wars Attack of the Clones. And then it just repeats the same thing of what was written on the back of the sleeve. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. So since it is the 20-year anniversary Kenner style box, Hot Toys really went all out on this box. It's really close to being DX quality style packaging here. So because of that, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Alright, so that does it for packaging. Now we're going to move on to the next category. Alright, so now we've made it to the category of likeness. But before we get into the likeness, let me just show you guys this pose real quick. Alright, so the likeness. So there's been a lot of controversy about this likeness on this head sculpt. There's been talk that the likeness doesn't look 100% like Samuel L. Jackson. I have to say that I agree with them after spending some time with this figure. In certain angles, yeah, it does look like him, but in other angles, such as straight on, I just don't see Samuel L. Jackson there. The likeness on this head sculpt reminds me a lot of that character on the Halo streaming show, Roland. The guy that used to be a Spartan, but he turned into a pirate. So, I do see that. Honestly, I don't know what they could have done to make it look more like Sam Jackson. But yeah, there's just something off. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but it's there. That's just the way it is. But I do love the way they got the texture on his bald head. He doesn't have any stubble or anything, but you do see the pores, and you can tell that he shaves his head. You can't really tell through the camera, through the lens, but when you see it in person, you can see all those little pores. It's real good quality. And then you got the vein on the side of his head there. When it comes to realism, I don't think anybody else does it better than Hot Toys. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the paint apps that Hot Toys has applied. But there was a lot of talk among collectors that they wanted this figure to have the SIRS system, the single eye rolling system. That would have been nice to have. And there is a way to do it without actually having a seam anywhere on the head. They could have put it where the head plugs into the body at the base of the neck. We could have been able to access the eyes through there. So it's definitely possible. I don't know why Hot Toys decided not to do it, but here we are. So for the likeness, I'm going to say that it's 88% accurate. I don't know how they nailed the likeness of Samuel L. Jackson on the Hot Toys Captain America Winter Soldier figure, Nick Fury, but they couldn't get the likeness on this Mace Windu figure. So because of that, I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely could have been better. Alright, so that does it for the likeness category. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so now we've made it to the category of articulation. And we're going to run it down as usual, starting from the top and working our way to the bottom. So at the head sculpt is all one piece, and it attaches to the body at the base of the neck. So it can turn 360 degrees all the way around. There's good pivot from side to side, and you can look up and down really well. It's got pretty good shoulder shrugs, and it's got pretty good butterfly joints, and it can row backwards as well. And he can pretty much rotate his arms from his shoulders 360 degrees all the way around. You just have to be careful with the sleeve. Just rotate that accordingly to how high you want to raise the arm. It's got bicep swivel and and double bend elbows. The joints are really tight all throughout the arms, so that's good. And it's got standard Hot Toys wrist pegs, basic movement there. No real difference compared to other Hot Toys. And having the new light up lightsaber hilt with the cord on it, it makes a huge difference when it comes to the articulation, because now you can do a lot more movements and poses compared to having the affixed light up lightsaber arm. Those light up lightsaber arms were pretty limited with the articulation, but now you got a lot more movement with this style of light up lightsaber with the wire coming straight out of the lightsaber hilt. He's got pretty good ab crunch, forward, backward, and side to side tilt. Pretty good all around there. It's got waist swivel. You can't do a full 360 degrees all the way around, but it's decent. And when we get to the crotch area, the hips, this is what I love about this figure. It has ratchets on the hip joints. So when you raise his legs forwards, they click, and same thing when you move them back down. So I'm going to say that it comes close to 90 degrees when you raise his legs upward. When you move them outward, it's pretty good as well. He can't do a full splits because of the pants. And he doesn't go too far backwards either. He's got thigh swivel and double bended knees. And you got standard ankle articulation as well. I believe they are ball pegs. So pretty good all around the articulation on this body. So because of that, I think I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. There's really not that many hindrances when it comes to this figure, so that's what I like about it. Real good, real nice. Alright, so that does it for the category of articulation. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so now we've made it to the category of outfit. I'm just going to come out and say it right now that this outfit is extremely impressive. I'd say Hot Toys knocked it out of the park yet again. Except for one minor thing, and we'll get to that once we cover the entire outfit. So we'll start off as usual on the top and then work our way to the bottom. So he's wearing this Jedi traditional tunic. He's got an inner one and an outer one. The inner one, the sleeves, they're half sleeves, so they just cover his forearms. And they stop at the elbow. So that's cool. I like that. And then there's the outer tunic, which is also really nice. It's got a really nice feeling fabric material. He also has a pleather belt, which is pretty much the traditional Jedi belt that all the other Hot Toys Star Wars Jedi figures have. And there's also a few pouches that go all around the side of the belt. And they're made of a hard plastic, similar to the Hot Toys Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then we get the tabards and the skirt piece. And they both come with bendable wires, so you can put them in any dynamic poses that you want, which is pretty cool. Now, this skirt piece is longer than your traditional Jedi skirt piece, so that hinders the leg articulation just a little bit, but it's not too bad. You can still get them in some pretty nice poses. But yeah, it is a little bit longer than usual. And then you have white pants underneath. Just like with the sleeves, be careful with those, because having white cloth clothing can easily stain. So use gloves or wash your hands, guys. Then we move on down to the Jedi boots. These are brown, but they're almost a maroon color. At least they seem that way. And be careful, guys, because they are made of that cheap pleather material. So be careful when displaying this figure, because you don't want to put it in a place that's too humid, and it will start to deteriorate. Most of the boots are pleather. The bottom section that goes around the feet, that's pleather. This strap that runs along the front, that's pleather. And the top part of the boots, that's all pleather. The only thing that's not pleather, and it feels like it's a cloth material, it's the midsection of the boots. They appear to be a cloth material, so there's that. You also get these nice boot buckles. They appear to be plastic. Moving on to the robe. This is a nice robe as well. It's pretty standard as well. Looks just like all the other Hot Toys Jedi robes. The only difference is the sleeves or the wrist cuffs. Take Qui-Gon Jinn's Jedi robe, for example. The cuffs, the wrist cuffs on that, they're big, but they end around here. Whereas you can see here with Mace Windu, they're super long. And kind of reminds me of a Shaolin monk robe. Another thing I don't like about the robe is that it doesn't have any wires in the hood. Just right on the neck piece, collar piece. You guys saw me have the hood up in the beginning of the review, and you're going to have to mess with the hood a lot in order to get a good look with the robe on top of his head. So that's pretty much it for the outfit. All in all, it is pretty accurate to how he looked in all three movies, so because of that, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I knocked it down a point because of those cheap pleather boots. Other than that, this is a good outfit. So, rolling on to the next category. Alright, so we've made it to the final category, which is accessories. And it does come with a large amount of accessories, except for the fact that I'm not going to be using most of these accessories. So looking at the big picture doesn't really do me any good, most of these accessories. So we'll start off as usual with the hands. It comes with a total of 9 hands. It comes with 5 ungloved hands and 4 fingerless gloved hands. And they all got typical Hot Toys quality, really good, you know. Best of the best. And we don't see a lot of black hands, so it's really special for me to see what they can do with African American character. But yeah, really good. Like I said, you could see the veins coming out. You can see the texture of the skin, the fingernails. Real good. These are the ones he wears during the Clone Wars. You got 1 bare hand that's using the Force, 2 relaxed hands. And when we talk about the fingerless gloved hands, he's got 2 hands for holding the lightsaber. When it comes to these, I wish that Hot Toys would have provided us with bare hands to hold the lightsaber, like these, because he only has 1. I mean, yeah, you can hold the lightsaber with this left hand that you see here, but if he holds it in that hand, it's like at an angle. I just wish he had a left hand like this right hand. And then you get the gauntlets that go along with the fingerless gloved hands. You can see the Jedi symbol there. And all of the fingerless gloved hands along with the gauntlets have nice weathering on it. Nice paint apps. The only problem is, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from Star Wars fans for saying this, but I wasn't a big fan of the animated series for the Clone Wars. I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I just didn't like it. And that's why I'm not going to be using these fingerless gloved hands or the gauntlets. I'm pretty much just going to keep them in the package, never to be seen again. Moving on, we get a spare pair of wrist pegs, just in case you break the ones that are on the figure. And these straps are for the gauntlets. They're to tie his sleeves to make it easier to put the gauntlets on the forearms. We also have the non-light up lightsaber hilt. And this is a very unique lightsaber hilt. I never gotten a good look at Mace Windu's lightsaber hilt, so it's nice to see it up close for the first time. We also get the hologram projector, because he does come with 1 hologram, which is this little hologram of Yoda. And then we get this piece, which attaches to the USB light up box, and then you attach that to the figure itself. But right now I'm using the C-clamp, and let me just show you a quick glimpse of that. So yeah, that attaches to the pole here. So that's how that works. So it comes with that too. And it also comes with these 2 clips that you would use to attach his lightsaber hilt to his belt. I don't know why it comes with 2. I guess just in case you lose one, you have a spare. because they're both exactly the same size and everything. I don't see a difference. So yeah, I think it's just a spare one just in case you lose one. And then we also get the standard lightsaber swooshing effect. And then we also get this awesome base with an awesome metal nameplate of Mace Windu, and it also has the Star Wars logo on top. And the floor is supposed to represent the floor of the Jedi Temple. So that's cool, but it is just a cardboard piece. The base itself does come with its own sculpted plastic base, just in case you don't want to use the Jedi Temple floor. And it also comes with an instruction manual, which I advise everyone to read. Very important. And it also comes with this light up lightsaber hilt, which I've already shown you guys before. And the light up feature is okay. I wish it could be a little brighter. That's the common problem with these Hot Toys figures. The Jedi and Sith figures don't have that bright light up feature. This is the first time that I'm using this type of light up feature that plugs directly from the hilt to the box. And I gotta say, it is a step in the right direction, but Hot Toys could do better. Hot Toys still has a ways to go when it comes to improving the way the light up feature looks. And then finally we get the single blade for the lightsaber. And that's it. That's all the accessories it comes with. I guess you could count the robe, but I don't count it as an accessory. I count it as a part of his outfit. So for the accessories, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that love the gauntlets and the fingerless gloved hands. But as I said before, those are useless to me because I'm never going to use them. Alright, so that does it for the category of accessories. Now we're going to add up the scores and wrap up this review. Alright, so to add up the scores and wrap up this review, guys, this figure gets a 47 out of 60. I'm going to say, regardless of the score, this is still a great figure. It's been long awaited, and there's been people asking for this figure for years. And we finally got him, so I'm happy to finally have him in my collection. He's definitely a welcomed addition. Even though it's not perfect, it's still a really great figure. So that's it, guys. I'm pretty much almost finished with my Star Wars collection. The only other figure that I would think about getting if they ever release it would be the Obi-Wan Kenobi Padawan figure from Episode 1. And I would be happy with just that. I'd be done. Unless, of course, Hot Toys decides to drop more bombs on us. More surprise figures like the Darth Revan figure, for example, that they just announced not too long ago, and the recent Emperor Palpatine or Darth Sidious from Episode 3. Those came out of nowhere, but there were instant buys for me. I'm definitely getting those. But if worse comes to worse and Hot Toys stops making Star Wars figures, I'd be happy with the collection that I have now. So that's it, guys. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. But until next time, guys, I shall catch you all later on the tube. Alright, bye, guys.